right, so as requested, we are covering the bear animal spirit next. I did want to tell a fun little story, though, that I have now been seeing a lot more animals popping up now that I have been doing this research. It's very typical for me to see a lot of squirrels running around outside, but for some reason I keep seeing like the blur of motion of them in my peripheral vision. And at first, before realizing that it was a squirrel, I kept thinking it was a fox. So even though I'm not actually seeing foxes, I'm still seeing foxes, if that makes sense, because it's about the perception and the message that they're giving me, right? I am going to do foxes coming up. I've also saw a herd of deer coming through the little forest that we have outside of our apartment maybe a week ago. And then I also saw a herd of deer crossing the road when I was driving. And then the funny story is I was going to do the fox spirit next. And then I was thinking, okay, I should do deer after that because deer are coming up. And I know that deer spirit came into me some months back as well. But I was playing a game this morning that I haven't played in forever. And I only played for about 12 minutes, but into this, there was a deer that the character spoke with. And then I took that internally as, okay, I should do the deer spirit next before fox. And the next thing they say, there's a fox's wedding and we're going to go to the fox's wedding. So both of these spirits came into this game. So anyways, I just thought that was an interesting story and an explanation of how some ways that these animals can come into your life. So you don't necessarily have to see them in your living life and they don't necessarily have to be physically there. It's more of the concepts and perception that you were able to take in from that spirit. So anyways, let's get into the bear information. So with the bear, it was a little difficult to figure out how to break this down because there are different kinds of bears. And I realized that even when I did the wolf information, I could have looked into different types of wolves as well. But with the bear, I feel like it's more of a distinction between the different types of bears, because just looking into bear information, I was getting information on, like, if you see a grizzly bear, it means this thing. And if you see this bear, it means this. But we also have polar bears, right? And polar bears live in a different climate and are seen more as living through harsh environments. But I decided that I didn't think that that was enough to warrant me taking each bear individually. I might still do that, but I'm just presenting bears as a whole here. But since the panda bears are considered to be like gentle and like peace and fortune, right? It's distinct enough that I'm going to definitely do that separately. Actually getting into the bear information now. The main traits and meanings are power, bravery, understanding, peace, aggressiveness, authority, integrity, solitude, majesty, respect, strength, courage, empathy, compassion, patience, playfulness, humor, protection, warrior spirit, personal truth, the earth element, relation to nature, action and leadership, strong grounding force, rest of the spirit, spending time in solitude, working on creative projects, gentle and nurturing to others, setting clear boundaries, fighting against adversity, and healing, specifically physical and emotional healing, although they are able to heal spiritually and mentally as well. So the bear is actually a very prominent spirit in different ancient cultures. Archaeological evidence actually proves that the bear was highly regarded in Europe, South America, and North America because their remains had been found alongside humans. The bear also has a very strong connection with shamanism. And in Siberia, the word for bear literally means a female shaman. For some communities, the connection with bear was so strong that they actually welcomed being eaten by bears because they thought that this would allow them to reincarnate as shamans. And part of the reason that bears were so worshipped and regarded in ancient cultures was because of the raw power that they exude. So the bear is most known for its large size and its physical strength. And so the bear represents our inner courage and confidence that we all hold. No matter if we see ourselves as something small, we are capable of that large size and ability. The bear will come to you, or you can call them in during times when you need to have more strength because of feeling helpless, or you need extra protection against forces that are coming against you. The bear is able to provide us with fearlessness and courage and the ability to lead others while still holding on to a sense of humility and gentleness. The bear can help us to feel more grounded and lead us towards a direction in our life. This is supported because of the bear's bow-leggedness, which allows them to not slip on ice and to better grasp tree limbs. And so for that, they can help us find our own balance and stride through life without, losing our grip. So if you watch the video on the wolves, when we typically think of a wolf in our mind, we see them howling at the moon, right? Well, when we typically think of bears, at least for me, I don't know, maybe people think of them as catching fish, but I think of how bears hibernate, right? And so the bear spends a lot of time sleeping and recuperating themselves. And so the bear is a symbol of the fact that we also need to do this. We need to take in quiet solitude time to figure out what it is that we really want and need, and to be patient in order to get these things. And that we need to have our own time of solitude in order to really listen to our instincts and to have some separation from others so that we can assess how it is that we relate to them. The bear is connected with healing forces, as I said before, but it's also connected with our harmonization to the earth. And that through harmonizing our energies with the earth, that is how we can learn to heal ourselves as well as others. And this is specifically represented by the Kermode, or spirit bear, which is a subspecies of the black bear. In a sense, we also often talk about the mother bear, who is very protective of her children, but also very fierce to those that are trying to attack them. And so we can call upon the mother bear spirit in order to have that same balance of gentleness and ferocity. Now, for the Native Americans, there was a strong representation of the bear with medicine, as I said. Besides just the healing aspect of medicine, they also believed that the bear spirit would bring them strength and wisdom. And again, there was the connection with shamanism. According to the Pueblo people, the bear is a guardian of the western quarter of creation. In other Native American lore, it tells that the bear is actually a disciplinarian to us humans if we misbehave. There are numerous Native tribes that have bear clans. Some of these include the Hopi, the Chippewa, the Creek, Algonquin, and Huron. There are also tribes that perform a specific bear dance in order to empower their warriors to have a protective hunt. Now, the bear was also important to the Celts, who considered the bear to be the primal mother, which is able to guide and protect us. During the winter solstice, the Celts would call upon the Great Bear through ritual in order to bring safety through the length of winter. So again, we have the bear coming in for protection. But the Celts would also call forth the bear for strength in order to fight against their adversities. The Celtic goddess of wildlife, or Dio, would take on the form of a bear. In numerous illustrations, the Celtic god Cernunnos appears with bears. The Celts also saw the bear as a symbol for the sun. The Vikings also would wear bear skins into battle in order to take on their strength and courage. For the Chinese, they see the bear as in the constellation called Do, which is also known as the Ursa Major. This again is connected with strength, courage, but male energy, which is interesting because we more often here in the West think of the mother bear. But for Taoists, they see Tao as the chief star goddess, whose powers include healing, childbirth, and nurturing. And during the Han Dynasty, people worshipped the bears. Again, interesting, in Feng Shui, the bear is considered to be a masculine energy. The Aztecs as well had a god, which I will try to say, but I know I'm going to butcher it, Tezcatlipoca, which was also connected with Ursa Major, and that through this he would watch over warriors and would sometimes help them through challenges from this star. When the bear comes to you, what does it mean? The bear spirit will usually come to tell you the message that it is time for you to take quiet solitude time to introspect. They are telling you to take a retreat, to meditate, to just take time to really figure out what it is that is coming from your instincts, your heart, and your feelings. Slow down and focus on one thing at a time. Be mindful about your experiences and what is your own truth. To learn to step beyond the negative thoughts that come up and intense emotions in order to make your decisions from a place of peace and stillness. With bear energy, if you have the bear totem, at least, it is very easy to be caught up in intense emotion and release aggression. And so the bear energy is trying to remind us to take a step back from those emotions in order to treat people correctly. The bear will ask you to stand up for yourself, but to not attack someone without a just cause for it. The bear also has to do with arrogance. So the bear will want you to be proud of your skills and talents, but not to the point of arrogance. They ask that we have a level of humility and to help lead others towards improving their own skills and talents rather than viewing ourselves as better than others. The bear will come in order to lift your strength, courage, to give you grounding during shaky times, but they will also provide you with protection to get through hardships. And the bear can also come in order to help you heal. They will lift you physically, spiritually, emotionally. But as I said earlier, they also want you to learn that you have your own healing power within yourself and that you can spread this around you to help others. So some reasons that you would want to call the bear in for yourself is to help you with introspection, to rediscover your inner strength, to hone your instincts and personal power, for protection, to release what it is that's holding you back, to gain wisdom, to better appreciate life, for courage, to increase your healing ability, to overcome adversity, to find stability, to find your center, for grounding, and for order. And if the bear is your totem, some energies that you might have from that is a strength of will, inner power, inner courage, a real self-confidence. You may be the ultimate protector, the belief that you can achieve anything, seen as an authority figure. You enjoy leadership roles. You avoid arrogance. You can easily inspire others. People will easily follow you. You are ferocious yet gentle in your spirit. You care deeply about others. You are in tune with the earth. You have a sense of your life's direction. You are a healer. You may be hot-tempered. You have a fearlessness. You are introspective. You have aptitude and fortitude. You are patient in manifestation. You are nurturing and providing for children. If you specifically have the grizzly bear energy, you might be a loner. You might be fiercely competitive. You might be aggressive in how you attain your goals. You may be an independent thinker. If you have the brown bear energy, then you have an understanding of your own destiny, and you might be mission-oriented. But if the Karmode or spirit bear is your totem energy, then you may be deeply devoted to the planet, and you may be so focused on that you forget to nourish yourself. So that's the information I have on the bear. And like I said, let me know what animal spirit you would like me to do next. In the meantime, I will work on fox and deer. Until next time.